What's up, Team Unaltered? Zach Munoz here, talking about HIIT cardio and if it is the right training style for you. Now, HIIT cardio is an extremely popular topic, particularly in today's fitness industry when there's so many studies going around showing how effective HIIT cardio can be for overall weight loss. Now, what is HIIT cardio? HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. Just as the name infers, it is a form of cardiovascular interval training that requires very high intensity. This is done with short bursts of exercise done at maximal effort, followed by relatively short periods of recovery. This is usually done in a 1-to-2 ratio, meaning that whatever time you spend exercising, you will spend double the amount of time recovering. For example, if I were to do 30-second sprints, then I would spend 60 seconds, right? Double the amount of time recovering. And I would keep repeating those intervals until I absolutely cannot go anymore because I'm pushing myself to the max, right? That is HIIT cardio. Now, it's extremely important to note that in order to effectively get the benefits of HIIT cardio, make sure that you're doing it the right way, you need to be exerting yourself at 85 to 90% of your maximum heart rate. Now, how do you figure out what your maximum heart rate is? Well, you can use the very universal, simple formula, which is taking the number 220 minus your age. So if you were to have somebody who's 20 years old, you would take 220 minus 20 years old, and your maximum heart rate for that person would be 200. And then you would take that number and multiply it by 85 and 90% to get that interval range. In the case of a 20-year-old, their maximum heart rate range of 85 to 90% would be 170 to 180 beats per minute, meaning that your heart should be at a minimum at 170 times per minute and a maximum of 180 times per minute. Now, this is extremely important because if you're not pushing yourself at 85 to 90% maximum heart rate, then you're not doing HIIT cardio the right way. Now, if you don't have a chest strap or any sort of heart monitor, I personally use the Fitbit Charge 2, which is pretty accurate in reading my heart rate. Then one simple way to tell if you're doing HIIT cardio the right way is if you're out of breath or not, right? So if you're able to do HIIT cardio and have a full-fledged conversation, then you're probably not exerting yourself as you should be for HIIT cardio. But if you're panting, you can't speak, and you're just focused specifically on getting done with the exercise, then you're probably pushing yourself as hard as you need to be. Now, what are the benefits to HIIT cardio? The first benefit is that it's time friendly, right? So if you don't have 45 to 60 minutes to go train at the gym, you can do a HIIT cardio session. The average HIIT cardio session is anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. So it's a very effective way to burn a lot of calories in a short amount of time. Now, the second benefit is that no weights are required. So you don't need any dumbbells, you don't need any barbells, squat racks, bench press racks, any large gym facility. All you need is yourself. So you can do any sort of bodyweight exercise as long as you're doing it at that 85 to 90% maximum heart rate to really do a HIIT cardio session. So whether it's push-ups, squats, sit-ups, walking lunges, any form of bodyweight exercise that you can do to push yourself and get those benefits of HIIT cardio. Now, the last benefit, and probably the most beneficial that everybody's concerned about when it comes to weight loss, is known as the EPOC effect. Now, EPOC stands for excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. And essentially what that is the process of trying to return your body to a state of homeostasis, right? A state of balance. Now, you just got done with a HIIT cardio session. You have an elevated heart rate, elevated body temperature. Your hormones are all over the place, right? You have adrenaline rushing, cortisol, growth hormone. So this EPOC effect is the process of trying to pull in as much oxygen into your body as possible so that, again, you can return your body to a state of balance. Now, this process requires a lot of energy expenditure. Anytime that you're expending a lot of energy, you're burning a lot of calories. So essentially what this means is that with HIIT cardio, you're able to burn a lot of calories even after you're done with the exercise session, which is extremely powerful because that means that you can be losing weight even when you're done with the exercise session at hand. As a matter of fact, they had done a study by the National Institute of Diabetes where they took a group of 20 women and they divided them into 3 groups. The first group did 30 minutes of a light jog on a treadmill. The second group did 25 minutes of some light resistance training with weights. And then the third group did some flat out HIIT cardio sessions where they did 60 seconds of all-out sprints. And they actually found that the last group, the one that spent the least amount of time doing exercise, burned almost double the amount of calories than the other 2 groups of women, and they also had a longer EPOC effect, which simply means that they were able to burn calories a lot longer after their exercise session than the other 2 groups. There was actually an additional study that was done on men this time where they took a group of 7 men that did high intensity resistance training, and they were able to burn calories from 16 all the way up to 38 hours after their training session. So HIIT cardio is definitely a powerful tool for overall weight loss. We will put those studies and the links in the description below, so make sure that you guys check that out. What are the negatives of HIIT cardio? The first one would definitely be joints, right? If you're somebody with a pre-existing condition, perhaps arthritis, or maybe you have osteoporosis, right, low bone density, then high impact sessions like HIIT cardio might not be best for you. Even if you don't have any joint related problems, it could definitely negate something or perhaps initiate some sort of joint pain down the line. So joint health is definitely one negative. The second thing is high stress hormones, right? So particularly cortisol. When you do HIIT cardio, your body naturally releases cortisol, which is a stress hormone, to help regulate your body temperature and regulate your metabolism. The problem is that if you approach HIIT cardio the wrong way, in other words, if you do too much of it or if you exert too much energy, you could put yourself up for having high levels of cortisol for a prolonged period of time, which can actually do the opposite effect of what you're trying to do. So it can make you store more fat, it can make you burn more muscle, and then it can negatively impact your overall mood. So those are the three or two primary negatives: is joint health and then higher cortisol levels. Now, the ultimate question, right, is HIIT cardio for you? Well, just like I was discussing, there's a lot of factors that go into that question. Ideally, HIIT cardio would be for somebody who doesn't have any pre-existing health conditions, right? So heart, lung, or kidney conditions or joint pains, and somebody who is used to that kind of strain on their heart, right? Anybody can do a HIIT cardio session, but if you're not worked up to that level of strain to put on your nervous system, particularly on your heart, then you could open yourself up to some risks in the future. So I definitely suggest and recommend starting off with something first if you're not used to doing HIIT cardio, something like steady state cardio, where you're perhaps going on a walk, a light jog on a treadmill, until you can work yourself up to exerting yourself at that 85 to 90% maximum heart rate. At the end of the day, guys, exercise and living a healthy life is a marathon. It's not a race. So if you can't see yourself doing a HIIT cardio week after week and sustaining that type of exercise, then I definitely recommend doing some form of exercise that you can sustain for a long period of time. So whether that's cycling, swimming, walking, jogging, any form of exercise that you can see yourself sustaining over a long period of time to make sure that you're getting all the health benefits that come with exercise in the first place. So that's it for today's topic, guys, discussing HIIT cardio and it is the right training style for you. Now, I want to hear your thoughts about HIIT training, high intensity interval training. Have you done it before? What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Share comments below. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on so you can stay up to date with all the videos and content that we have coming out for you to help you make sure that you achieve your goals. Zach Munoz, out.